Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a good morning. I know I am. Welcome back to my conversation. It is Feather the Wise once again. And when I tell you we have a great list of guests that come on this show, show you what I'm talking about. Please put your hands together for Brett Thompson from SilverCare Insurance. How you doing, Brett?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Don't go stale on me now. Let's get having a good. You're like the most fun insurance broker I've ever met.
It is a boring job. I'm not going to lie. We have to talk about things, co-insurance, co-payments. I'm not going to go into that because I don't think your viewers want to change the channel. I don't think you want them to change the channel either. So
hey, man,
we'll try to keep it interesting for you today.
Checking out the personality, man. You're kind of like my man from The Incredibles is sitting in the office. Was that Brett Favre? Was it? It's not Brett Favre.
Oh, no, you're Aaron Rodgers. Bob. Oh, okay.
That's Bob. Okay,
I don't know about that.
Little sidetrack. Now tell me about SilverCare Insurance.
Okay, so what it is, we've been in business for about 10 years here in the Fresno. We actually statewide, Sacramento to San Diego. We specialize in the senior market, mostly Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, final expense, term life insurance, a lot of different products. The main thing is, we want to get out there, let everyone know that Medicare enrollment period's coming up here. It's going to be happening here in about a month and a half. It's very important. If you don't get locked into your plan during that time, you're locked out the entire year type situation. Okay. So you need to make sure that your plan is still fitting your needs, and that's where we come in as a brokerage. We represent about 15 different carriers total. So what we like to do is I like to go out to my clients, do a benefit overview every year for them to make sure that the plan didn't change to where it doesn't negatively affect them. And also, as we get older, our health is going to change. So I want to make sure that their plan is still fitting their needs as well. That's the key, because one thing is you can be on a plan for 5 years, and you've been on it 4 years too long,
right?
Because they made those changes. So that's the most important thing, is getting it out there to those seniors, making sure we're taking care of the seniors, making sure that legacy is insured and that they're getting what they need and what they deserve.
Which is very important. And your brokerage, they don't have to just go ahead and toss it up and run a wild guess. You sit down with them and go over
exactly. Yes. And I train all my agents too, not just myself, that when we sit down with a member, we're actually finding out about them. What are their needs as far as doctors, medications? Are there any diagnoses that we need to worry about? What would they like the plan to have type situation? Because a lot of plans, they're very similar. I'll be honest with you, but there's little differences in each one's. About like what drugs are covered, where you can save. One plan can have a drug at $90, another one can have it at $40.
Yeah.
Well, $50 a month is $600 a year. I think we can all think of something to do with $600 a year, right? Like,
man, he's sitting here going through the numbers, and I'm really impressed that he knew that number off the top. He really does this, people. Got a feeling you've given that information before.
Yeah, and it's funny, is I failed math in high school, but luckily now, I figured it out later in life, thankfully.
Now, with the different plans, what are some of the common mistakes that people make when they're signing up, or they should avoid, I should say?
One thing is they're not doing their homework. That's the biggest thing. I encourage everyone, there's a website out there, it's government ran, it's called Medicare.gov. Any questions that you have on Medicare, the answers are there directly from the program. Also, too, if you do that, you can do what they call plan comparisons, where you can actually put in all the prescription drugs you take, what what zip code you live in, and it'll show you an estimated cost for the year on your drugs. And so a lot of people don't do that. Like I've sat with a lot of people, and I believe my record was $340 a month I saved someone. And they were just shocked, like, well, how did you know to put me on this plan? And I was like, well, honestly, you gave me the list. I just went to Medicare.gov and typed it in. So you could have done it. So that's the main thing, is doing your homework, making sure you're doing what's right for you. Because one thing I will say is all the plans aren't the same.
Yeah.
So and I use this example too. I have clients, husband and wife, where the husband's on one plan and the wife's on a different plan. Just their needs are different, so the plans are going to meet those needs. So you need to make sure, just because your next door neighbor says it's awesome doesn't mean it's awesome. It has to be awesome for you.
Now, is there like one of the plans that's more popular right now, or is it?
Really, as far as popularity, that's just going to go off of name recognition. As far as who markets the most, you'll hear a lot United Healthcare, because they're partnered with AARP. Nothing bad to say about United Healthcare. Some people it's good, some people it's not.
Right.
That's the biggest thing to know, is that not all plans are the same. And you, the individual, you need to find that plan that fits your needs, not try to pigeonhole into what that plan is offering for you.
I know a lot of times people are when they're looking to sign up, it's a lot of paperwork involved, of course.
Yes, there is a lot of paperwork, and you got to do a lot of home. You got to make sure your doctors accept it. You got to make sure your specialists accept it. And that's one thing where we come into play, because I know all the doctors, I know all the medical groups, so and I know where to look to make sure. And that's part of when we first initially sit down with that member and do that needs analysis is what are your medications, who are your doctors, and then we start from there. Because I mean, with all the companies we offer, it's about 47 different plans that I can sign you up on. But if once I find out your doctors and your medications and how often you go to the doctor, now I can narrow that down from 47 to about 4 or 5.
Okay.
And then we can start asking, what would you like your plan to cover? What does the plan that you have now doesn't cover, but you wish it did? Okay. And then we can start filling it in from there, and just really it's just filtering down from 47 down to 1 or 2, and then we can just do a side-by-side comparison and show, okay, this is the plan I would recommend. This is the plan you have. This is where it's stronger. This is where it's weaker. Like I said, making sure we do what's right by the client. That's the most important thing.
I know that a lot of times when I hear people talk about their Medicare, whatever their coverage is, it's always, there's one thing on the item that's always a headache for them. And I should say, you go through all the plan to make sure that they know exactly what they're getting.
Exactly. We make sure
they don't have that one headache item.
We go benefit by benefit, although I will say that kind of goes back to that old saying is you don't know how good your insurance is until you use it. And I don't think they want us insurance brokers to say that, but it's true, and that's where we come in is I want you to understand fully your plan inside and out. That way you already know if I'm going to the doctor and I have an x-ray, it's going to be X amount of dollars. That's all the money I need in my pocket. You're not going to be hit with surprise charges. Also, too, we make sure we service our clients to where if I have a client that says, hey, I went to the doctor, it's supposed to be $10, but they charged me $12, I'm going to yell at the doctor because they overcharged my client $2. Well, even something that small,
Look, right there, we're going to hold on. We got more coming back with Brett. We're going to get off into that right when we come back. And we're going to talk about your fantasy football league. You guys
I love that.
We got more coming right after this. And welcome back to my conversation right here on my Central Valley, KAIL. Please welcome back once again, my man, Brett. Look, we're buddies now. It's like, my man, it's my...
Yeah, I'll come back anytime, man. We're right down the street. We're right down the street from my office. Yeah, I get out of the office. It's nice.
Get to get away.
Get a little sunshine. I don't have to answer the phone.
See?
This is a dream.
It's vacation.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Now, with vacations, coming along with the insurance, I know you're covering breaks and all. What are some of the must-haves in your policies?
The biggest thing that a lot of people overlook is prescription drug plans. One thing I will say this, and anyone that's over a certain age is going to know you're going to have 4, 5, 6 prescriptions.
Man.
And I will say where you're going to save the most money is in that prescription. Okay. Because in Medicare, on the Medicare Advantage plans and prescription drug plans, they have what's called the tier structure. So they just have it basically in 5 tiers. Tier 1's the cheapest, Tier 5's the most expensive. There's no government regulation on how they get put into the tier. It's up to the carrier. So one carrier could have a Tier 4, another carrier has a Tier 3. Okay. That's $45 a month difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's something to keep your eye out for and make sure you're looking at those tiers. Don't just let them say, oh yeah, your prescription's covered, you're good. What's it covered at? Also, too, there's a lot of ins and outs when it comes to prescription drugs where let's say you're on a prescription drug that your company doesn't cover. People think, oh, I just have to pay full price. No, there's a lot of things you can do. You can contact the carrier and ask for what they call a tier exemption, meaning they cover the drug just for you, you're that special. Yeah. Or another thing a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these drug companies, they have nonprofit organizations where you can go directly to the drug company and they actually can give you that medication for free.
Wow.
In fact, I remember talking with my dad about a month ago. He was having trouble. He got a new drug. Said, it's cost me $60 a month. I said, let me see your phone. So I just went on his phone, signed up for it. He got a text within 5 minutes. Go to the pharmacy. You just show them that code on your phone. All right, here you go, $0. So that's something you just got to find out. I know it's mind-blowing, but people don't know it. So what you do is just Google the name of the drug and find the manufacturer. Go to the manufacturer's website, and they're going to give you all the information right then and there. And a lot of times you can just sign up. They just text you a code. You show it to the pharmacy, and you end up saving money. And you know, a lot of times, especially with seniors, they're on that limited income. Every dollar is going to count.
Now that's when you say you're saving the money, that's money that's covered that you have to pay out of pocket for your
Exactly. Yeah. So
drugs?
for example, instead of paying $60 a month for drugs, that coupon now you're only paying $30 a month. So
Okay.
you're saving $30. That's about what, $360 a year.
Wow.
Once again, that's a couple trips to the grocery store, maybe
And just
half
so
a
you
month's
know,
rent.
this is your prescription drugs. We're not discussing any other thing that you might want to sign up for. What are some of the things, I should say, that are commonly not covered that they should be aware of?
A lot of things. People think, you know, Medicare is going to cover everything. One thing it doesn't cover vision. Except it will cover what they call like a disease of the eye, cataracts, something like that. It doesn't cover dental unless it's medically necessary is the term they use. It doesn't cover hearing. So I always use that joke. If you can't see, so you walk into a pole and knock out a tooth, Medicare is not going to cover it.
What the?
Okay, you have to get glasses, you have to get your own dental plan. Now some plans, they're starting to include vision and dental because they've really seen there is a need there.
Okay.
Another thing is if a lot of times you want to take a look at your plan, you can have what's called a buy-up. And it's only about $15, $20 a month. You can actually get dental and vision coverage added to your Medicare plan as well. So make sure you talk to your agent about that. Like I said, feel free, give us a call. I'm more than happy. Come out, do one of those benefit overviews,
Yeah.
make sure you're on the right plan, make sure you get what you deserve. That's the biggest, most important thing.
That's a one wild combination right there. You can't see, you run and you're still not covered.
You're still not covered, exactly. So that's something to keep in mind, that unless it's a disease of the eye, ear, or mouth, it's not going to cover
Okay.
vision, dental, or hearing. And another thing too is transportation. That's something too a lot of seniors need to take a look at because there are plans out there that include transportation. Well, they'll
huge.
actually come pick you up, take you to the doctor, pharmacy, bring you back. At no cost in some cases. And so I always tell people, look, if you have that, get a pharmacy that's inside of like a Vons or a Save Mart, because guess what? You can go grocery shopping. They're going to take you there. Don't use the bus. Use your insurance company transportation. Get you some grocery shopping. Get your prescriptions. You're good to go. Get home. You know, in air conditioning, it's much cooler in a private car than the bus, especially here in Fresno. So that's.
Well, I can tell you this, man. If you are, I know you know everything. You got all the policy knowledge, and now I know you got the knowledge. How can they make an appointment to come down and sit with you at your office?
All right, so your best bet is you can give us a call. Our local phone number is 559-577-1600. You can ask for me. I'm Brett Thomas, and I'm the sales manager. I can help you out. Another way is you can go to our website. It's SilverCareInsurance.com, all spelled out. It's a long website, I know, but it's really worth it. I promise you that. And we're also at 1273 East Shaw Avenue here in Fresno, just in between. We're on Shaw in between 1st and 6th. Feel free to stop by. I'm in the office probably about 60 hours a week, so I'm pretty sure you're going to see me unless I'm sitting here on this couch.
Right there. Absolutely great having you on the show. Give another round of applause for Brett Thompson with SilverCare Insurance. You guys don't go anywhere. We got a little bit more for you right after this.